The rifle I'm going to be using today is the Seneca Recluse. This is a gun that came out of a collaboration between Air Venturi in the United States and several South Korean airgun manufacturers that Air Venturi has been working with over the last several years. As the years progressed, Air Venturi gave more and more product requirement and feature specifications to these manufacturers. And then about 5 years ago, private branded the rifles that were being manufactured, and they branded them under the Seneca moniker. So Seneca is Air Venturi's line of hunting air guns that are manufactured through OEM agreements with different manufacturers. The Recluse is based on the big bore 909 series of guns from Samyang, and this gun's been around for years. It was one of the first production big bores, and it's still, I think, one of the most cost-effective, one of the best value for dollar rifles that you can buy in the big bore category. The Recluse is a sporter style rifle. It has a two-piece stock. It's made from Asian hardwoods, and it has nice laser cut checkering on the forestock and the pistol grip. It's a good looking gun, but it balances well. It comes to shoulder. There's a lot to recommend it from an ergonomic standpoint. The gun is a bolt action by pulling back on a bolt which has two levels. If you pull it part way, you get about 80% power. Pull it all the way back, you get 100%. And this also lets you decide what you need to balance on the fly. Do you need more power? Do you need more shots? And there's not a huge drop when you go to the lower power setting. You're still putting out about a little over 800 feet per second with a 79 grain slug. Now there are two configurations of the gun, and one I believe they're going to stop making, and that's the one I have. It's a single tube, which only has about 250 cc capacity for air, so it's relatively limited on shot count. You'll get 3 to 4 shots per fill. The dual reservoir rifles have a 500 cc, and if I look at the specs, I've gotten about 12 to 13 shots at full power, but if you look at some of the write-ups, some have mixed the high power with low power, and they get 4 high power shots and 12 at the lower power per fill. Any way you want to cut it, it's a good shot capacity. The rifle is about a little over 42 inches length overall. It has about a 21-inch barrel on it, rifle barrel, and it weighs in at about 8.5 pounds. So it's a fairly light rifle, and to be honest, of all my big bores, this is one of the most comfortable to carry around out in the field. Now, this rifle does put out a lower power output than a lot of big bores. I mean, if I compare it with other 357s, it's not that far off. It's a little below. But if you put just a little bit of extra money and have this gun tuned, you can get a great balance with more power, and you can get a higher shot count. And I've had that done with my rifles, and it makes a real difference. I'm getting 5 full power shots with mine right now as it's tuned. So I'm getting considerably better than out of the box, and the tune wasn't that expensive, and even with the tune, it's still well under what I paid for my other big bores. So in all, the gun is ergonomic. It comes to the shoulder well. It feels comfortable to shoot. You get a good sight alignment. It's a really nice stock design, and the gun performs well. The accuracy is right there. It's a really accurate rifle. The power is good, and it can be very good if you put a little bit of effort into tuning it up. But even out of the box, in terms of equivalent 357s, it's a decently powered rifle. And I've taken a lot of game with it. I've taken deer, hogs, turkey, I've taken coyote, fox, bobcats with the rifle. And hopefully in this video you'll see that I'll take a javelina, I'll add it to the list. So really nice rifle. I'm looking forward to using it. I haven't used it for a while, but it's been one of my longtime favorites. And I have all the versions. This gun comes in several versions. I've got the 45 caliber, that's the big bore 909. I've got the 50 caliber, that's the Dragon Claw, and I've got the Recluse, and I enjoy all these guns, and I've used them a lot over the years, over the last 8 or 9 years, maybe longer. So I'm getting on the road now, and I'm heading out to Trent's Ranch in South Texas. I got about a 18-19 hour drive. I'm probably going to drive about 12 hours, sleep for 4 or 5 hours. I've got a mattress set up in the back, and I've got everything in cases. My car is better organized than it's ever been before. I'll show you a quick look back there. Well, I'm a couple hours into the drive, still got 17 hours to go. These long drives to Texas are wild. I don't mind them though. I used to fly down there all the time when I was going, but it was such a hassle. I have to try to get all my gear down, and right now I've got like 5 rifles in the car and 3 air tanks and a compressor and all my hunting gear, calls, everything I'm going to need. And it was really a hassle to get down. I had to ship stuff in advance, and then when I got there, I'd have to fly in, rent a car, go through all the hassles. I saved a few hours, but I lost all flexibility. I still have to worry about all the gear and everything else. This way, yeah, it takes a while, but I can drive halfway and then jump into a rest stop, sleep for a couple of hours, and keep going. And it seems to work pretty well. Well, here we are on day 2 of the drive. I spent the night just on the border of Oklahoma and Texas last night at a rest stop. I got in about midnight, pulled in, and crawled into the back, slept for about 5 hours, woke up at 5 o'clock, got a cup of coffee, and hit the road again. I'm about an hour and a half into the drive. I've got about 6 hours left to go, and I'll be at the ranch. And finally I arrived at the gate after 19 hours of driving and a night sleeping in the car. Not long afterwards, I'm rolling up to the guest house. I have this whole place to myself for a few days. I'm looking forward to it. Protein feeder over there, a couple 100 yards, 300 yards, and I'm going to grab my pack and my rifle and go over. The feeder's out there for deer, but there have been javelina passing by, and the ranch owner saw some this morning. I've been glassing this whole ranch and I haven't had too much luck, so I'm going to give this a try and work my way over there and see what we got. I collected my gear and started back. I walked in slowly, using what little cover there was. I could see the protein feeder, but there was very little cover around it. I tucked in under a thorn tree. Using my shooting sticks in a pack, I formed a partial blind. This put me at about 50 yards. Deer came and deer went, but this doe busted me cold, and it warned the rest of them. I don't think they saw me clearly, but the wind kept shifting and I think they caught my scent. After about an hour, a big boar javelina came in. I got myself ready to shoot while his head was down, feeding. As the wind shifted, he stepped towards me for a closer look. He knew something wasn't right. Thinking he would bolt any minute like the deer had, I took the shot. The 79 grain slug brained him, anchoring him on the spot. So the Seneca Recluse did the job for me again. I've taken deer, hogs, coyote, fox, bobcat, and now javelina with it. And the rifle has never let me down. The Seneca Recluse is one of the best values in big bore air guns today. It performs well out of the box, and it has the potential to be tuned into a great mid-power tack driver. It's lightweight, ergonomic, accurate, moderately powerful, and the good looks and affordable price are icing on top.